This is question number 1 on homework 5. Use the option code information shown here to answer the questions that follow. The stock is currently selling for $65. So here we are provided with a bunch of different options with, you can see, with different expiration date and the strike price. And we also given the calls versus the puts. So first part of the question A-1, are the call options in or out of the money? So to determine whether the call option is in or out of the money, we just need to compare the stock price versus the exercise price, because the calls give the buyer, give the investor the right to buy the underlying stock at the exercise price. Hence, if the stock price is higher than the exercise price, then that's in the money. The call is in the money. Otherwise, it's out of the money. So in this case, the stock price is $65 per share, and the strike price is $60 per share. So this is higher. Stock price is higher. Hence, the call should be in the money. And part A-2, what is the intrinsic value of a RWJ Corp call option? So the intrinsic value basically is just the difference. In this case, it's just the difference between the stock price and exercise price. And the reason we say we just can determine the intrinsic value as the difference is because the stock price is higher than the strike price. Otherwise, if the stock price is lower than the strike price, because the options give the investor the right, but not the obligation to buy the stock, if the stock price is lower than the strike price for a call option, then the call option holder can simply not to exercise the option. In that case, the intrinsic value should be 0. It's not always that stock price minus the strike price, but in this case, because the stock price is higher than the strike price, so the intrinsic value should be the difference between these two, which is $5. So, and part B-1, are the put options in or out of the money? So put options just the sort of the other way around of the call options. Because the put options give the option holder the right, but not the obligation to sell the underlying asset at a given price. And that given price is the strike price. So the higher the strike price relative to the stock price, the more valuable the put option is. So in this case, the strike price is lower than the stock price, which means that for the put option, actually as an option holder, the strategy is not to exercise this option. And the reason for that is because the option actually is out of the money. And for the put option, the intrinsic value should be the strike price minus the stock price if the strike price is higher than the stock price. But in this case, because the strike price is lower than the stock price, so the intrinsic value is simply 0, because the put option holder simply gives up the right to exercise this option. So their intrinsic value is 0. And in this case, the put options are out of the money. Right? So intrinsic value here is 0. And check our work. So they're all correct.